Vidyasagar was a staunch supporter of women's education and helped Drinkwater Bethune in establishing the first Indian school for girls in Calcutta in 1849. So it was the with Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar who had established the first Indian school for girls in Calcutta in 1849. Remember that, and he always supported the supported for the women's education in our society. As inspector of school, he opened 35 school for girls. So after opening the first Indian school called for girls in Calcutta in 1849, he also opened more 35 schools for girls. Orthodox Hindus claim that the Hindu religion did not permit the education of women and tried to block his efforts. So the Orthodox Hindus, they claim that the women should not get education according to their religion, and they started revolting against Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and his effort. There was a great deal of prejudice against the education of women in those days. So during those days, women were not given education because they think that women's work is to just look after their house, do the domestic work and reproduce children. Some even believe that an educated woman would become a widow. So according to the some of the Hindus philosophy, they believe that if a woman will get education, she will become widow. That means her husband will die early. Vidyasagar's struggle for free women from such crippling prejudice proved to be a Herculean task. So in order to give women free education in our narrow-minded society, Vidyasagar's struggle was very, you can say, very hard. Though at starting he had faced many problems, but finally he had achieved many goals. And about that achievement we will discuss later. He was, however, fearless and determined. Though many Hindus were revolting against his support for free education for women, but he was a very fearless person and he was very determined that he have to give rights to women in order in the field of education. He overcome all obstacle and continued his struggle. So he overcome all these obstacles which was done by the Hindus. Orthodox Hindus, and he continued his struggle in order to give women the basic rights, that means the education of women. Vidyasagar also campaigned against polygamy and child marriage. So one was women education, second thing is polygamy, that means one man during those days one man used to marry 2 or 3 women at one time. So he also opposed polygamy and child marriage, that means the small children, they were married at the age of maybe you can say 7 years 6 years old. So he also opposed polygamy and child marriage. The great misery and sufferings of the Hindu widows in Bengal pained his deeply. So the great misery and sufferings of the Hindu widows, that means who had lost their husband, they were treated very bad way in the Bengal. So finally he also supported for Hindus widow. He started a bold movement advocating the remarriage of widows. So finally he started struggle against the to give rights to the widows and so that they can marry again. This trigger off a powerful reaction from Orthodox Hindus. So finally the Orthodox Hindus, they started revolting against the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. At time his life was threatened and he was physically attacked, but nothing could deter him from his chosen path. Though many Orthodox Hindus, they have threatened him, and even he was attacked physically, that means bitten by maybe from a stick or from rod and so on, but after suffering from this incident, he did not stop. He finally he continually struggled in order to give women their basic rights. His effort bore fruit. Lord Dalhousie passed the Women Widow Remarriage Act in 1856. So by looking by looking of the effort of the Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Lord Dalhousie, during that time Viceroy, he had passed a law, that is Widow Remarriage Act in 1856. The first legal Hindu widow remarriage was celebrated in Calcutta in December 1857 with the support of Vidyasagar. So the first legal Hindu widow remarriage was celebrated in Calcutta in December 1857, and it was with the help of Vidyasagar and Lord Dalhousie. It was a great victory of the champions of women emancipation. So it was, whatever the Vidyasagar had done, it was a great victory for the champions of women's emancipation. Thus the first spirited step towards the modern age through social and religious reforms were taken in the first half of the 19th century. So all these incidents which we have studied now, it had occurred in the first half of the 19th century. The process of social regeneration gathered momentum in the second half of the 19th century. So with the help of Vidyasagar and Rajaram Mohan Rai, finally the women were given certain rights, and finally the same thing was continued in the second half of the 19th century also. The ground was prepared for the rise of nationalism and the growth of national movement. So till now we have studied about the women's right, the basic rights which a human should have, and even banning of some of the social practices such as polygamy, sati, and so on. So finally these things were done with the help of Rajaram Mohan Roy and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and in the next we will see about Dayanand Saraswati. So that's all for today. Thank you.